In the heart of Preston is the University of Central Lancashire's Department of Forensic and Investigative Science. Here, more than 500 students learn the forensic skills needed to catch criminals, witnessing the grim reality of murder, rape, robbery and other crimes. Coming up, third-year Dan Pringle excavates a shallow grave. First-year Edith Perrin creates a DNA profile. And second-year Adele Stafford faces the bone quiz.
Give me some love. Give me some water, honey.
Fuck me, is it Christmas or something?
Oh, fucking innit, you know.
Clean this thing, must be Christmas.
www.noseit.com.
It's another night in Preston, and third years Dan Pringle and Kev Broder are getting ready for a night at the Union.
No such thing as an electric beach.
Not my favourite food. Oh, be out of yourself! That's a taxi! Shut up. Taxi! You'll have to wait. What are you going to have to hurry up? Come on, this is a bit of a rush job, this one. Oh, my legs are still wet. Done it on. I'm on for Kev. I'm on a fucking thing, man. She's a party show, though. I haven't got a... Oh, fuck. I haven't got keys. I've got keys. Right. Oh, shit, you're staying. Let's go.
While Dan and Kev hit the town, second-year Adele Stafford is stuck at home studying for her forensic anatomy exam, where she will have to identify human skeleton remains.
Over the practicals that we've been doing in anthropology so far, there are only certain bones that we've covered. The ones that we have done are all the bones of the skull. We've done the clavicle, the upper limb. Then we'll have a femur, possibly a patella. That's the kneecap. I don't know whether that's going to be involved in the quiz. And then the tibia and the fibula. I'll be happy if we get a few questions on the skull. The skull is a very good indicator of the sex. There's the occipital protuberance, which is, if you feel the back of your head, you can feel there's like a lumpy thing. I've got quite a big occipital protuberance, and that's a typical masculine feature, actually.
The bone quiz is tomorrow, so a long night of studying lies ahead.
What's your name?
Back at the Union, the boys waste no time in chatting up the girls.
Catch you later on, all right? How gorgeous. Good job. It's Jacqueline's, mate.
Get her number, Kevin. Stop looking at her tits, Kevin.
We're in the university drinking parlour. It's going really well. Kevin's off with a young girl, as usual.
Kev also strikes lucky on the dance floor.
Dancing, I don't talk about her dancing because I can't dance. But you got some good footage of two young ladies who can dance pretty good.
The lights come up and the night finally comes to an end, but Dan and Kev lose each other in the crowd.
I don't know where the boys are gone, but we're getting pissed.
We're going to do some head jumping in.
We're going to buy some head... Oi, Dano! That one!
Oh my God!
Do it!
It's a bus jumper!
I'm going in!
Bus jumper!
Oh my God.
Give us your hand. Dingle!
next morning, Dan is feeling the effects of the night before.
But it was a mad night. We've had about 2 hours sleep, and it was just banging. Really good night. Everyone was really drunk, loads of drink. Went back to a house party about 2 o'clock, so we just got in basically about an hour ago, 2 hours ago. It's just I had a fight with Bush, and I've got a bit of war wounds, but
I don't feel too bad actually, surprisingly.
yeah, you had 2 shandies.
Good close up on that fucking head. Fuck off. Whoa, fuck off, man.
The boys are working out in the field today, trying to recover human remains from a shallow grave. But is Dan up for it?
You're fucking digging today, you are, because there's no chance.
Yeah, but I'll attack again him.
Meanwhile, first-year Edith Perrin is at forensics school. Today she's doing DNA profiling, extracting a genetic fingerprint from a sample of sperm.
First thing I want you to do is to form yourselves into groups of 4 or 5. Those groups are going to set up the digests. So, anybody got any questions? Okay, let's roll.
Leading the experiment is Dr. Fred Harris.
Everybody's heard of DNA profiling. Well, today what the students are looking at is one of the core techniques to that process. What they're actually doing is loading fragments of DNA onto an agarose gel, which essentially separates fragments of DNA out according to their molecular weight. This gives you that kind of characteristic banding pattern that you see with the DNA profiles.
DNA profiling took years to develop, and as Edith is finding out, it is not an easy task.
This is the buffer, the Balm H1 buffer, but I can't find it because there's such a small amount in there. So if we're going to give it a couple of seconds in the centrifuge, we'll bring it to the bottom and then I'll be able to get it. And now it's at the bottom.
If the experiment was done correctly, the end result should be a DNA photograph, but there is no guarantee.
Yeah.
The ilium's the Mickey Mousey thing. Yeah.
Back in the halls, Aid and flatmate Vicky are getting ready for the bone quiz. And pre-exam nerves are kicking in.
I think we've got pretty much all of the upper and lower limb down. We've still got to do the skull in the next 25 minutes.
Stayed up quite late until about 3, maybe 4, not quite sure. So I've only had a couple of hours sleep.
We did have fun last night though, because Vicky gave me an Easter egg. So as our treat for learning the lower and the upper limb, we made hot chocolate and used twirls as straws. It's great, that's the nicest thing in the world. Feeling a bit sick now though, it's probably just nerves.
I'm hoping that there are no scales, but I don't mind the femur, and that's about it. It's the only bone that I actually know completely.
I just can't wait till this day's over. It's driving me mad, it's horrible. Right, I think that's all I need. I hope. Oh yeah, apart from the answers, which are always useful.
The bone quiz consists of 20 human bones. They have only 1 minute to identify each bone, so the pressure is on to get it right. Over at forensics school, forensic anthropologist Jenny Hawcroft is preparing the exam.
This is question 1, this is a scapula, and the question paper will say, name the structure with the sticker A on it. They've built this up to be something harder than it is, because it's only a small test, but I don't think they've had a bone test before like this, so they're getting a bit hairy about that. Right, and the next one, I need a head that can go upside down. Ah, that's got a good one. Now I've got to find a way of keeping it upright. So I'm doing these little tiny bits on the underside of the skull, and they're bits that people wouldn't necessarily know what they were, but I'm hoping that the students, because they've studied the skull underneath, at least in quite a lot of detail, they will know. She says, What I'm trying to really teach them is that you can learn stuff about bones from books, but when you come to the lab, they're so variable, they're so human and messy that you really need to get your eye in properly. So I thought I'd stick with the real bone. We'll pick a good big one. Femur, yeah, this is a thigh bone. So I'm asking, there's 3 separate lines up here, and I'm asking them to label 2 of them, which are quite close together, and this little bit down the bottom, which is everybody forgets the name of. So that's nice of me. How do the insides of skulls get dirty? I'll never understand it. Now, what I particularly like about doing things like this is that they've just written an essay on the skull. And I know that they write things merrily about the skull and they don't actually know where any of them are. They just find it in a book and write it out. So several of the things that I'm going to ask them about, I know every single one of them wrote happily. Ooh, the incisive framens behind the teeth in the middle of the palate. We'll see how many of them actually recognise it when it bites them. That one they've got to tell me if it's a girl or a boy. And this one they've got to tell me if it's a right or a left kneecap. Another one without any questions. They've just got to say how old this bloke was. I don't think they've got a lot of weak points, really. I think that if they have a weak point, it's going to be nerves and the format of the thing. They don't really know what to expect. Although I have said several times what they should expect. I think they'll be good on the skull. They might be a bit wavy on the long limb bones. They've all got sort of funny little knobs at the end and funny little lines on them. That's quite a lot to learn. They might get some of those wrong. But I think they'll be good. I think they'll do really well. That was famous last words, wasn't it?
Over at the gravesite, Dan's coping with his hangover as he tries to spot the telltale signs of a shallow grave.
Because the soil is compact and there's not as much soil put back into the grave once it's been excavated, you do get sort of settling of all the soil, and it kind of leaves a depression and it's sort of an outline of the grave itself. Before you even start excavating, that's a big clue. And any sort of disturbed vegetation, obviously trampling around the grave, that kind of thing.
Oh. Also searching for bones is classmate Danielle Vargas.
We're just making observations at the moment, and then we're going to do a plan in a minute. We're just waiting on all our equipment and instructions.
No, we need to put a grid in, didn't you, so we can draw it, because you've got a plot.
Yeah, but you need the things in the bucket, like the string.
So we might as well just do like a metre by metre, wouldn't we?
Yeah, look, he's not got no wellies, he's not prepared. I'm just not impressed as a team member. He's letting the side down, but do you know what I mean? We'll let him off.
Dan's team aren't happy with him either.
And just plot us in each different segment. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, but we need...
It's not vital, is it?
Yes, it is!
Why?
That's the point of it!
Because otherwise you're not plotting it accurately. 3 years on this course.
Yeah. Clever clogs.
By right, a metre from there and a metre from there.
This is going to be a mission, isn't it? Oh, God.
Why don't you two just go home and go to the pub? Drink something.
I don't drink.
Yeah, I can see it.
Edith's DNA experiment has moved on to the next stage. The DNA mixture has been incubating for an hour. Next is to add the tracking dye.
It's just a marker, really, so that we can see it. It makes it visual. But it also helps because we know the molecular weight of it and how far it travels. We can see how far the DNA has travelled, I think. Each DNA will get different results, but primarily it'll all be the same. It cuts the DNA in 3 different places. And if we can find one of those places, we can then calculate what the other 2 are going to be. With the tracking dye, it doesn't change anything or harm it in any way, so it's the best thing to use because it won't damage it and it won't give a false reading.
DNA profiling was first used by British police in 1987 to convict a man accused of rape. Semen stains found at the crime scene were matched to his DNA, placing him at the scene of the crime and confirming his guilt. Since then, DNA profiling has been used around the world to convict thousands of criminals. All that's left is to load the DNA mixture into gel, where a steady hand is required. Once set, the gel will be photographed in a special machine to reveal the DNA pattern. That's if Edith has got it right.
Over at the gravesite, Danielle has got a plan.
This whole site isn't actually
the grave, we think that it's probably been that sort of area there. We're going to clear the vegetation and then we're going to make a grid. That is the plan. It's going to be very dirty.
We've got the grids in now. We labelled each square so we know where each item's recovered from. And just draw it down on a bit of paper.
With the grids in, it's time to dig.
Get sifting, girls.
Tara and Liz, they've got gloves on because they've got to sift through it to see if there's any forensic material in there. We're making a record of the changes right down, so we have to do it at 2 inches at a time, and it's taken a long process, as you can see, and it's quite hard work. Is this ready for empty? Okay.
It's bloody hard work. And the lads are gassing.
While the girls dig, Dan has wandered over to Danielle's grave.
How come you're still spotless?
I'm not spotless.
I think you should chuck her in.
And Dan's full of good advice.
Come on, girls, get you back into it, come on.
Will you start writing something before I wrap?
What's wrong with the right? Spud. We haven't got any skeletal remains yet. You've got 2 tools here, yeah? You've got spades and you've got shovels. If you break up the top and use a shovel, it's going to come out a lot easier, isn't it?
We're trying to get 2 inches down now. No, because we're not making observations. We're digging now. We've made our stand. There we are. Haven't we, girls? Yeah.
For the past 20 minutes, Aid and Vicky have been putting their revision to work, trying to identify 20 human bones in exam conditions. Now it's finally over, and they're not confident with the results.
It was fabulous, got every single one right. We knew everything off by heart. It was great, wasn't it, Vicky?
That was fantastic. It was quite funny actually, because I knew nothing. I was just stood there laughing at myself. Don't know if you noticed.
So you go, just thinking so hard. It's funny.
With the exam finally over, the girls can now concentrate on getting home and getting ready for a big night out. On the other side of forensic school, Edith has got the photographic results of her DNA experiment.
It's not too bad. Got a shock when we went in. Fred thought that we'd completely cocked it up, but we haven't. We've got something. Yeah. Got something I can measure anyway. It's better than last week's.
After hours of digging, Dan finally gets the results.
The skull, that is it?
I just never knew it would stink so much.
To simulate the smell of decomposing flesh, some of the graves contain rotting food.
Quiche or something.
Quiche. Is what it smells.
Oh, quiche awful.
Oh man, it smells so awful. I'm gonna kneel in a minute.
Do you still want your sandwiches? Oh.
Do you guys want a break in a minute then?
Yeah, come and dig this up.
Yeah, you dig the food.
Look at that, Tay. We've got a skull in here, we've got a bit of vertebrae, got a bullet cartridge.
We've got some ribs, or a rib. I'm not sure that might be a femur, or it's quite a big bone by the looks of it, but we're going to have to dig further this way because we've only got half of it.
First grave we got a skull, bullet cartridge, part of the vertebrae, and in the second grave we've got several bones identified now.
Oh, more vertebrae. Oh!
Yeah.
Right, should we just plot these quickly, get these out, and then have a look underneath them?
It's been really hard work, but it looks promising, and we won't know if we've recovered everything until we look at the reports that the team that buried this made, because we don't know what we were supposed to recover. But it's quite hopeful.
It's nice working outside, but a bit too boring for me, a bit too messy, but definitely not for me, no way.
With forensics school over for the day, Edith is getting ready to go out.
Tonight I've got my dance class, which is Latin American. And so far I've learned how to cha-cha-cha, salsa, ballroom jive, which is really fast and great fun, And we're now, oh, and did I say salsa? And we're now learning how to do the tango, the Argentine tango. So for tonight, I'm going to be a prostitute.
As a single mum of two, Edith's dance class is the only chance she gets to go out, so she's determined to make the most of it.
Be good.
Meanwhile, Ada and Vicky are already out.
Wow, it's a big match, guys versus the girls. It's just so funny, the guys take it so seriously and they're all competitive. And the girls are just like, yay, we're hit a pin, it's great.
Meanwhile, Edith's dance class is well underway.
Slow, quick, quick, and slow, and slow, and quick, step, close. Quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, girls cross in front, and slow, and slow, and quick, quick, close. Quick, quick, slow, slow, quick, quick, and slow, and quick step together. Fantastic.
Ace moved on from bowling to the club, rounding off the night with some dancing of her own.
No, it's been a wicked night, really enjoyed it. I wish it could have lasted a bit longer than 2 a.m, but, you know, everywhere shuts down. It's not for people that can last a bit longer than that, is it?
You can only come back to ours, but only if you're special. He's got the special
I think that's an offer.
Next time on Forensics School, Dan visits the police dog training school.
Yeah, I did think she'd go quite that berserk when she found it.
And Sarah and Amy get ready for the end of the year graduation ball.
And poodle. I look like, you know, when Jill had that thing, when she just had all them poodles.